Welcome to Escape from the Dreamlands, episode 14. I'm Jordan, she, her.
I'm Ben, him, he.
I'm Chris, her, she.
And I'm Selena, they, them, destroyer of cookies.
And I never get these memos, but until the day that I do, let's go ahead and recap what has happened thus far. Selena, please.
Please. King's Log, Day 8, Episode 14. Guys, we're only 8 days old.
It's crazy.
Last time we met a new ally, Guide. He seemed to be a kind soul who chose to make the Abyss his home in order to help mud people in the Abyss. Not unlike Shepard. If Shepard kind of played the pan flute, built his home without looking at it, and made bad stew. We left Guide and reached the central cave. During a much-needed long rest, Ursa discovered a plate of raspberry jammy biscuits, which they gobbled up without telling their compatriots. Returning to our story, we just barged into what appears to be the office of a mysterious old woman. Ben, show us what you've been cooking up.
Yeah. You guys have barged into this office, just thrown the doors open, as any good adventurer would. And what you're met with is a fairly cozy, study. There are bookshelves basically lining all the walls. There is a little seating area with a couch, some chairs, and a coffee table, and then a very prominent desk. And behind it, crocheting something, is an old lady who looks at you as you come in, and she says, oh, hello, welcome. And she'll put her crocheting needles away.
Hello.
Hi.
I did not mean to just barge in here on someone's special crochet time.
Oh, that's okay.
You know, so many places we just enter and experience no consequences. So...
I really hate to ask this. Are you the guardian of the Abyss?
Am I the guardian of the Abyss? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, because we already dealt with the guardian of the swamp and the guardian of the grotto, and I would feel a little bit bad if this is your true form and you were the guardian.
But don't think that I won't not attack if you attack me first, old woman.
Oh, of course, dear.
I think she's just a nice lady.
I also
Sure.
think she's a nice lady, but I would rather be wrong than sorry.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I'm happy to get out of your hair if we're
No, most people come through here in order to get to the city. Turns out my study is sort of along the way, so I get visitors every so often who stop in and say hi. So this is not all too unusual for me. You're more than welcome to relax, or if you need anything, I can maybe help with that.
When you say need something, what do you mean?
Well, usually people ask for food, or a place to sleep, or baubles. I don't know. I just, you have a tough road here, and to be frank, a tough road ahead as well. And so I just try to do what I can to make things here comfortable.
What do you know about our tough road ahead?
Well, I assume you're gonna be heading up to the catacombs, where you'll have to face all manner of horrible undead, terrible things. And then, but then once you get to the city, then you're sort of...
Oh shit, old lady's got a little puppy.
Yeah.
Aww.
Then you're sort of free to do whatever you want, I guess, once you get to the city. You can sort of opt into how much danger you want, of course. You can just settle down in the city.
What is your name?
My name is Ola.
OLA.
Yes, that's correct.
Is there gonna be a great a test of strength on our way up to the ominous ossuary?
Yes.
Are you the co-worker Mortis spoke of?
Probably not. Who did Mortis talk about? Or what did he say?
He simply mentioned that he had a co-worker we were likely to meet on our way to the city.
Oh, then yes, probably that's who he was talking about.
You?
Interesting. Probably.
Are you just are you responsible for a place of refuge?
Sorry, could you say that again? I was distracted.
That is a cute puppy dog you got there.
That's
I can
Choose.
see anyone being distracted.
That's Choose. He's such a good boy.
Choose.
Yes. Short for Chewbacca.
Yes.
What is your job in Vestige in that case? If Mortis takes care of the corpses of the mud people, what do you do?
Do you want to get down to business right away? Some people prefer to chat for a little, but I'm happy to just get straight to business.
Oh, I considered this part of chatting.
I guess, what would you call it? Like administrative work primarily?
I see. You're just responsible for logging all of the people that have successfully made it to this point?
Yeah, that's correct. I take names.
Wait, you take them? Do you keep them?
No, sorry. I record them.
Oh,
but
okay.
They're fungible.
Do you repurpose my personal information? Do you try selling it off?
Do I sell it off to advertisers who want to target you with specific marketing?
Yes.
No, of course not. I would
Yes.
never. And there won't be a class action lawsuit in 2 years when I did.
What's the name of the customer service survey person?
Yvonne.
That's what it was. I guess in that case, are you sort of a counterpart to Yvonne?
Yvonne does different work than I do. Yvonne is a researcher. I guess the names I get are of interest to Yvonne, so she can sort of check up on the types of people that she's spoken to who have made it to me, but...
I see.
How are we holding up in your estimations?
How are you holding up? Well, you've made it this far. You seem to be relatively unhurt at the moment.
We did sleep for a good amount of time in the mouth of the cave.
Oh, that's a shame. You should have... Yeah, that's okay. You were being careful. Let's see, have you done all the things you want to do in the Abyss?
Well, I wanted to ask you about the other places of interest in the Abyss.
Certainly.
It was kind of implied we should not go toward the library-looking place, because very dangerous.
She looks the group of you over and says, I'm not sure how dangerous it would be for the lot of you. It depends. It's more dangerous to some people than it is to others.
That is a fair point.
What sorts of people is it more dangerous for?
And I don't mean this in a mean way, but sort of bookish people.
Nerds.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a tower containing all knowledge, and for those who are extremely thirsty for knowledge, they can find it difficult to leave, to the point of just dying of thirst or hunger. Or exhaustion.
Weak-willed nerds.
Yes, weak-willed nerds are sort of the people who would have a hard time there.
So I would be fine.
That's the sense I get, in the nicest way possible.
Oh, Well, it's okay. I just don't feel like I need to spend all day there. I have other places I could
And it
be.
seems like you have quite a strong will.
If it's a curse of force of personality, I would be fine, though if it is a test of my more insightful faculties, I think I would potentially like to stay away.
Okay. Feel free to stay away. There are people who, the university in the city actually hires people, to go and retrieve tomes. Part of working for the university or enrolling in the university is a promise to never enter the Athenaeum at risk of immediately being fired or expelled due to the extreme danger among academics.
Whoa.
But they will pay other people to go retrieve tomes for them.
Yes, they call them divers. Divers are sort of given a topic and have to dive through the Athenaeum trying to find tomes on that topic, which can be quite a difficult task in a library containing all knowledge. If they want something specific, you of course have to sift through the lengths of every feather on every bird in all of history. It turns out that most knowledge is not extremely useful.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't need to know things.
Right. There are some things that you just don't need to know.
Contained in the Athenaeum, would we find our own biographies?
Yes, I believe so. Of course, such a thing would be difficult to find, a needle in a haystack searching. Generally, divers are not given a specific thing, but more like a general, we want information about, say, crystals. And then they can sort of find any tomes that talk about crystals and bring those up. But yes, it does contain all knowledge. It's just a tricky thing to keep your sanity and find what you're looking for.
How many books are filled with just absolute gibberish?
None?
Okay, so this isn't a Library of Babel situation.
No, but it does contain all knowledge, which is quite expansive.
You said baubles.
Yes.
What sorts of baubles do people ask of you?
Sometimes people have, armor in disrepair, and I can fix things like that. Unfortunately, I can't, conjure up magical artifacts, but I'm happy to make repairs on things that you have, or prepare food, or if you need a place to rest, I can provide that.
If we had magical artifacts that were lacking charges, would you be able to charge them?
I could try.
I don't think we have any of those.
Us eating your food won't trap us down here, will it?
No.
Okay. There's just a lot of there's a lot of stories about mortals venturing to the underworld only to taste its fruits and treats and bounty, and then being stuck forever right at the precipice of being able to leave, where they just messed up and ate something.
Nope. I mostly just try to give people a good place to have a nice, quiet moment before.
Are you okay, Your Majesty?
I'm fine.
Oh, so we could have a snack if we wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
What? Okay. As a question, is the plate from you? There was a plate when we awoke.
Yeah.
Is it like buffet style, where you just letting us know to bring that plate and we could load it up with whatever we wanted?
Ursa, make me a charisma check.
Okay.
Just a straight charisma.
Just straight charisma. 22.
Okay. You see Ola look at you for a moment, and then say,
Wink.
yes, the plate is sort of just a promise of food to come.
Ola's a real one. I trust Ola with my life.
How long ago did you meet Osiris? For the first time?
She pauses to think, like she's about to answer, and then says, would you want me to answer this question if it were about you?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She will pull out one of the books from behind her and open it up and flip through it a bit and say, I met Osiris about a year ago. And put it back.
He seems very well connected for someone who's just a year old.
I've found that mud people can often put down roots fairly quickly here.
What do you believe about mud people, since you work for the... You work for Our Lady of the Shroud. What?
The Lady of the Shroud.
What? What do you believe? What do you believe
we have
about
an
mud
agreement.
people?
What do I believe about mud people? I believe that mud people are born from the mud and have quite a unique journey to travel in this land.
When you said you have an agreement,
Yeah.
are you a mud person?
No. I suppose perhaps this is just ego on my end, but I don't work for her. We just have a contract.
I see. And what do you get out of your contract? I know what Mortis gets. I didn't have a chance to ask Yvonne what she gets.
I get this part of my work, which I quite like, which is to meet people and to help to create a comforting environment, sort of a nice breath between the abyss and the catacombs. In addition, I have this, my study, which I quite like, and other stipulations which are not necessarily relevant to this conversation.
I see. Is the oldest mud person still around?
Is the oldest? I mean, the oldest, but I think by definition, yes.
Well, no, the one of the original mud people.
Oh, I see.
From
like
20
the
years
first,
ago.
The first mud people.
Yes.
No, I believe none of the first mud people are still around.
What happened to them?
Some of them, unfortunately, did not survive. They met me, but they decided not to settle down in the city and continue to explore, and found dangers beyond their capabilities, unfortunately. Then others have simply left.
Left?
Yes.
Left to where?
Anywhere they want.
So when you say, like, they left and they're no longer around, you mean, like, left the swamp to city pipeline?
You can leave Vestige.
Yes, yeah, you can leave Vestige.
Because a lot of people are under the impression, or at least continually imply, Vestige is it.
To some extent it is. In other ways it isn't.
What's outside of Vestige?
Many, many great things outside of Vestige. I think people often see boundaries where there aren't, merely because looking beyond those boundaries is difficult, and imagining what could be in the unknown is challenging.
This isn't a metaphor for death.
No, it would be awfully strange for me to say that some of them died and some of them left, and then meaning they died. It seems like needlessly confusing.
You know what? That's true. Just
So do you know what's outside of Vestige?
I do not claim to know all of what is outside of Vestige, but I do know some of what is outside of Vestige.
What's outside of Vestige?
She smiles and says, looking at the group of you with a warm smile on her face, I think you'll find out.
Wow. I like that you believe in that.
thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yeah.
I've never had anyone believe in me before.
I believe in you plenty.
This strikes something at Ursa's core, like, oh no. God damn
Now you're hurting my feelings.
it. Oh, don't try to weaponize my distress and turn it into a slight towards you. This is about me.
There. We'll get through this together.
It's the best way to get through it.
I was trying to say that I've believed in you most of the time.
I don't know what it is about a maternal presence, but oh, that really felt good.
Are you saying I'm not motherly enough?
I mean, I was not saying that, but also, do you think you are? Do you think of yourself as like a maternal person?
Yes, obviously.
Okay, yeah. So back to the Lady of the Shroud.
Okay.
You said you have a contract. So
Yes.
what does the lady get in exchange for, you getting to hang out here in your study? Like, what do you do for her?
I am a fairly talented craftsperson, and if she needs things fabricated, then I can help out with that.
What's the latest
She's-
thing you've made for her?
The latest thing I've made for her? To be honest, I haven't made anything in a while. It's usually sometimes things get broken and need to be replaced. So I'm usually just making things I've already made before. It, to be honest, blurs together a little.
D has an idea. D is like, this place has a pretty strong connection to Our Lady of the Shroud. And D's thinking is just like, I did just take a real long nap. I could try again.
To try to reach the Lady of the Shroud?
Yeah.
As we prepare to go to the Bone Zone?
I
You want to
mean-
blow all your stuff?
This is an in-character conversation.
Okay.
Can I get you two for a second?
Sure.
Do you want somewhere
Sure.
private?
That would be amazing.
Alright, she sort of gestures with her hand, and you see the bookshelves that line the walls start to just like move with like rapid speed, unfolding in like a sort of space-defying way as
Sick.
a door appears, and she says, "You can go through there. It's nice and soundproofed."
Amazing. Oh, right, there was one other thing before I forget. When you said you could make baubles and you make all sorts of things, is something that is like a shortcut to the weapon graveyard something that you could create, potentially? Like a doorway.
No, not a portal to the. Is you planning on going to the weapon graveyard? You haven't been yet.
It's been a thought.
Oh, okay. I would recommend it.
All right.
Well, I mean, that I think we were thinking about it, so I'm okay with us making the detour. It could be worth it.
Yeah. But let's all go talk over here about it.
All right, you all have fun. And as you walk through this door and close it behind you, you see that in this new room that apparently didn't exist seconds ago is a fireplace, and it's like a very nice little sitting room. Very cozy and friendly. And doilies.
If she can do this with her study, I wonder what Mortis can do with his stump.
Maybe Mortis and her have come to some type of agreement.
I've been imagining one thing from Mortis's stump, but if it's a situation where it could be bigger on the inside, I don't know.
I was just about to say bigger on the inside.
He could be living in the Play No Manor for all we know. I have all my juice. We are in a place that's dream logic-y enough, but also very connected to Our Lady of the Shroud. What if I tried to summon her again?
If you think it's worth a shot, I guess, we could have nothing happen again. But maybe something.
Maybe something. And, I would not complain after how long we were. I'm still kind of tired. I might be long rested, but I am still kind of tired from our 19-hour day. So I wouldn't be opposed to hanging out here for an extra day if she'll have us. I'd love to try some of her cooking. It sounds amazing.
It does sound pretty good. I'm very hungry and I haven't gotten a chance to eat any of it.
We could go to the college, get a book to read, and then read it in some downtime.
I don't want to make a 10-hour journey.
Fair.
It's like there and back is a thing of its own, assuming that we don't mess up.
You want to try to convene with the Lady of the Shroud again and then kind of take a little nappy poo, or we could go straight to the graveyard before them, but it seems like there were some implications to that.
Well, I am about to burn all of my stuff.
So where do you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm about to go ask. What was her name?
Ola.
Ola. Ola? A quick question. What is the texture of the floor? Like, is it hardwood? Is it carpet?
It's hardwood with a rug in the middle.
Okay. Would you happen to be able to make any... Well, two things. I'm about to try to get on a collect call with people. But also, would you be able to get, like, some rags to clean up some stuff?
Yes, I could do... What exactly are you planning on doing?
Oh, I'm going to try and talk to the Lady of the Shroud again. We only got to speak once.
She pauses and says, You'll speak to her in due time.
Yes, but we could try again now.
I think most of the things that you would want to talk to her about, I can do my best to answer. I wouldn't recommend trying to... It sounds like you're trying to summon her.
Just a bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
She's a little busy.
She's very busy. Also, quite a powerful being.
Did the Lady of the Shroud invent everything inside of Vestige, and we are but a great experiment that she invented?
No, you're not an experiment.
What are we?
She pauses to think and says, You are people who...
This is why I wanted to talk to her again.
Yes.
Are
You're troubled individuals. And we are all here to help you.
So we're not from the mud.
You are from the mud. Mud people are quite troubled.
Are we dead?
No.
Are we almost dead?
Not presently, but I think at some points I imagine you have been.
It does make sense.
Why did she make us?
Why did she make you? She didn't.
But she made everything else.
She make everything else.
She made most everything else.
She made most things here, yes.
Then where did the mud come from?
She made the mud.
Then where did we come from?
The mud.
That she made.
Correct.
So she made us.
She made the thing that made you, but she didn't make you.
This is why I want to talk to her.
I think I'm probably saying more than she would. I think if you were to summon her, she would probably say, "Wait your turn," and leave.
Pick a number.
I would love to get the chance for her to say, "Wait your turn."
I feel like Ola is giving us a big old warning, and maybe we should stop trying to summon the Lady of the Shroud.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the very strong implication that it would just be pointless.
A nuisance.
Yeah, that too.
You just wish to be told to wait your turn? That would satisfy you?
She was also really pretty. Moving on.
Hey, that's my thing.
Am I understanding correctly? You would be satisfied if she told you to wait your turn?
Oh, well, I mean, if you're telling us that she's probably going to tell us that, then I don't think we need to talk to her. I think that
No.
we're just...
I would be satisfied. I'm not satisfied if someone else tells us this is what she would say. I'd be satisfied if she said it.
Okay. One moment, please.
One moment, please.
Did you really just ask to speak to the manager?
Ola closes her eyes, and you see her sit there, and her posture straightens up a little bit, and she opens her eyes, and her irises and pupils are gone. And you see a crown of lights appearing on her forehead.
Whoa.
And she speaks. You hear Ola's voice, and then also a sort of airy, ethereal voice at once, both happening simultaneously. And she says, "Wait your turn. I promise you will speak to me soon enough." And then the crown fades, and Ola's eyes, you see them fade back. And she goes, "Assume that will suffice then?"
What did I tell
Are you okay? Was that painful?
No, it's not painful at all.
All right. Never seen anything like that before.
I don't remember it, but it's not painful.
How did you reach her? Through your mind palace?
Oh, I know several means of contacting people magically.
Was it sending?
All right.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Pretty cool.
I'm satisfied for now.
Splendid. And she does mean it. Should you do what most people do, and should you continue, you will speak to her.
What do most people do?
Very few mud people, not none, but I would say just over half of mud people don't settle down in the city. If you settle down in the city, you're unlikely to speak to her ever.
Well, but if they don't end up in the city, where do they tend to go? Just back to the woods, to the mud?
Do they go up to the angelic altar?
Yes, among other places. Essentially, you have, aside from your time in the swamp, have primarily been spending your time in the underground of Vestige, and often mud people decide to also explore the surface of Vestige as well.
Is Our Lady of the Shroud a god?
God is an interesting term because, of course, depending on the entity, there would be disagreements on whether someone is or isn't a god. I suppose it depends on what you mean.
I guess maybe cosmic category then. Is she fae, fiend, aberration, celestial, monstrosity? What is she?
She's not mortal, if that's what you mean.
Yes.
No, she's not mortal. And I would say within Vestige, she is essentially a deity. And outside of Vestige, she is probably quite close.
What does she do outside of Vestige?
I don't necessarily know everything that she does outside of Vestige. She has a great deal of interest in mortals. And I know that she'll spend time observing them.
Are we copies?
Copies.
Are we copies of people she's observed, released into a terrarium of different circumstance?
She pauses briefly, and then she gestures, and you see all the bookshelves slide like 10 feet out, and the floor on the edge of the room sinks, and then water starts to flood as a moat has sort of surrounded the study. And she says, to be honest, I think a lot of what she has us tell you doesn't make much sense. Clearly there are holes. You know you're not from the mud. You know that. You know you're not born from the mud. That much is plainly obvious, right?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I have a question. I have a quick question. Is
Yeah.
the moat between us and her?
No,
or
it is
the moat
around you and her.
Okay,
All of us are just
so
me.
All of you. You guys can, anyone who wants can roll Arcana here.
Yep.
Would love to do
Yeah,
that.
I would.
Oh, come on.
I got 0.
Oh, 18.
All right, Lorelei. You notice that the moat isn't stagnant, but rather is at not like whitewater pace, but at a reasonable clip, is flowing like a river in a circle. You know that running water tends to be a fairly good deterrent of divination.
Oh. Well, so now we can't divine anything.
Yes.
Shoot.
Lorelei, basically, you know that it would be very difficult for someone to scry inside of this space currently
Right.
because of the running water.
I'm so glad we can speak plainly here now, finally.
She says, you know you're not... You know you have a past before the mud, clearly. I think every mud person sort of intuitively knows that.
Yes. It's just we spend the entire time being gaslit, saying that we don't.
Yes, a little bit.
So what don't you like about what they tell you to say? What are you told to say?
Just that I don't think it's very believable. Like you're born from the mud. I just don't think it's I don't know. I feel weird because if it were more compelling, then perhaps, but I just think it's sort of something that all of you intuitively believe to not be true.
Honestly, the first sensations of us swimming to the surface kind of help.
So, you're not copies, you are mortals. You are from outside of Vestige, as you sort of probably imagined. And you've been brought here.
Why?
You were selected.
For what?
Wait.
Because we're troubled?
Because you need help. And we are here to help you. The Lady of the Shroud included.
So this is high effort, major arcana, therapy, and what is it when people like trap you in a house and don't let you leave for your own good? Intervention.
We are being institutionalized inside Vestige.
I don't know that I would necessarily put it in those terms exactly. But things will go much better for you here should you accept that she only wants to help you.
Okay. I can do this.
Okay.
If we were to leave Vestige, would we remember our pasts?
Oh, should you leave Vestige, which is the intention, the goal is that you leave Vestige, you'll remember your past before you leave.
Oh.
Whoa, there was one more thing. Two more things. What is King Highwell a coworker of yours as well?
No.
Good, because I don't like that guy.
Okay, you haven't. Okay, I don't think you've met him.
No, but I know he's a lazy king and that some people could do better.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, sweetie.
Yeah, that's very nice. Uh-huh.
What if someone almost remembers their entire or almost their entire past, but they want to stay in Vestige. They want to help others.
That is allowed. When you leave Vestige, you can go wherever you want, including within Vestige. There are some people who will claim not to be mud people, who are, and simply don't remember. People who have asked to choose to forget and just become a denizen of Vestige.
Was Shepard a mud person?
No, Shepard is not a mud person. And
Got
never
it.
was.
Okay. Got it.
Why is that funny?
I don't know.
I think it's in the ballpark territory of me asking if Our Lady of the Shroud was just like a mortal woman.
I mean, maybe. Like, he plays a guitar all the time.
Yeah,
Never
no, I
sleeps.
got that.
That's not
I got
really...
that.
Yeah, it's not something that a mud person can really do.
Well, that's what I was saying with you. You mentioned that you could come back to Vestige instead and forget the outside world or something like that.
Yes, but you would just sort of become a normal person here in Vestige.
I see.
Probably either living in the city or Glitter.
What happened 20 years ago?
What do you
Why then?
I suppose she wanted to do something and did it.
Just like that.
I mean, with some great deal of effort, but yes.
If we leave Vestige, will we forget Vestige?
She pauses and says, likely some of it.
It'll fade like a dream.
Yes.
Oh.
So Vestige is a dreamland that, if we get out, we'll eventually forget about.
I suppose you could put it that way. Of course, that is, should you be found ready to leave.
Are we not allowed to leave unless she deems us ready to leave?
Yes.
Is that when we talk to her, it's when we're ready to leave?
No, you'll talk to her a little bit before then. To be honest, she'll tell you a lot of what I'm telling you now.
It's probably a question for her, not you, but her creating Vestige and kidnapping mud people, is that she just was kind of seeing a bunch of, like, you know, if we choose to think of this as like the philanthropic, you know, benefit of the doubt, just like all these people are suffering and wouldn't it be nice if I could just help them? Do we know if that's her motivation, or are her motivations even known?
I wouldn't claim to know exactly why, but I do know that she wants to help the people that she brings here.
If we die in Vestige, are we dead?
Yes.
Okay, so definitely not a dream then.
Do people in our former lives know where we are? Are we in like a comatose state?
No, you are physically here.
So we've just disappeared.
Correct.
Oh.
Is time flowing out there?
Yes.
Are we all from the same place?
I guess it depends what you mean by place. Place can
Like-
go from general to specific.
Just like you said, there's Vestige and things outside of Vestige. Are we all from the same place outside Vestige, or are we...
Like planet, country, plane.
You're all from the same plane.
Did we know each other? Like we came out of the mud together?
I don't know, and not necessarily.
Wow, this conversation is illuminating.
Why are you willing to tell us all this?
That's a good point. You have given us a lot of information here.
Because I also am interested in your well-being and in helping you, and to be frank, I do not see the utility in a poorly constructed lie for why you're here.
Fair enough.
Have you tried giving this constructive criticism to the lady?
Nope.
I mean, if somebody could possess my body and just kind of send me to sleepy time land at will, I suppose I would probably be a little bit more conservative with my feedback as well.
Do you fear the lady?
I certainly wouldn't want to be on her bad side. She is a more powerful being than I am.
Will we have to fight her at some point?
No. Not to say that no one has. I spoke of two types of people who have left, and sort of the ones who have decided to fight her are all in the former category.
Two things then. One, did we ask to be brought here?
As far as I know, you did not.
Two, how many times have people tried to fight her?
Oh, I don't know exactly. But at the end, when you are judged, some have not agreed with the judgment, and she's right there when it happens, and have attacked, and those people are no longer with us.
We get judged at the end of all this?
Correct.
Like, when it comes time that she deems us ready to leave Vestige, then there is a judgment as to whether or not...
Whether or not
That-
you are ready to leave Vestige.
Oh.
What's the criteria?
This I do agree with her. I can't tell you. Should you know the criteria of how to be judged worthy to leave, then of course your actions would dramatically change.
That does make sense.
So I agree that it is in your best interest to not know what you will be judged on.
Would you have brought us here?
I know for a fact there are a great deal of people who are happy that they, at the end of this, are glad that it happened. Of course, some people die. But, and I'm not saying this is true about you, because I don't know you or where you came from. Like, of course, neither do you. There are also a great deal of mud people where them not being present in their home plane is probably a benefit to their home plane.
Oh.
I'm not saying that's true about you. It's not true about all mud people, but you know.
I think that's probably true of me.
So this implies that we are from a different plane than Vestige.
Right.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, I guess we just have to figure out what to do with all of this. I mean, clearly there's a way through.
Do you have something that would make it easier to go to the weapon graveyard or come back here?
She pauses and says, You've gotten here, you know how to navigate out there. I suppose the easiest solution that most mud people don't bother with is that most mud people are capable of outrunning the demons out there.
Huh.
So you can choose to not fight them. Just skedaddle.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Okay.
Now, some people want to fight them anyway because they drop fragments, and
That's
there's
true.
a chance that those fragments could be useful to you.
But knowing that at the end of all this, I'll just get my memories back anyway, then what is the point?
Right.
It's a little bit like finishing a puzzle. When you get your final fragment, everything will sort of slot into place.
Oh, got it.
Wait, final fragment. How many fragments do you need?
You'll know when you get it. It's different for different mud people.
Got it, okay. I thought your solution was going to be just like have an incredibly long spool of thread or something, and then go there, and then
I don't think that would
come
be
back.
helpful. Might get tangled. You made it here just fine. So you'll be able to make it there and make it back.
Question. So when our group gets to the weapon graveyard, if like one person stayed outside the graveyard and kept looking on that tower, would that then orient our groups to being anchored at the central cave, not the tower?
You would be, if one of you was anchored here and the rest of you were anchored there, you would sort of be considered separate groups.
All right.
And also all of you are going to want to go there.
Okay.
You can't gain its benefits without going.
Ooh, I cannot wait to see what those are. I am on the edge of my seat.
I think you'll be pleased.
Well, Their Majesty has spoken, and you've been very enlightening. Thank you, Ola.
Thank you.
Ola, I am forever in your debt.
She smiles and says, "Is that the case? Interesting." And and she says, "Are we done discussing sensitive matters?"
Yes.
Okay, and she sort of waves her hand dismissively, and the water, this like swirling river, just like immediately drains into nothing. The floor rises back, and the shelves come back in.
So, what is your top recommended recipe for roadside eating?
It depends on what you like. I do like a good quiche.
How many fresh eggs do we have on us?
Knowing the general wilderness of Vestige, what are some good things to know what to look for in fauna and making fixins?
I thought you were asking. Okay. There's a forest. You can, of course, you can eat bugs, but there's a forest that has food, and there's food in the city.
Okay. So, just have to be creative or resourceful or be willing to pay people for some muffins.
Yes, sort of those main ways of getting your food.
All right, well, hey, I'm ready to get going to that weapon graveyard. Get in, get out, get something cool.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. She says, and we'll deal with business when you get back.
Okay.
Okay.
And you guys
Sounds good.
leave Ola's study. As you guys leave Ola's study, I'll let that 18 Arcana check carry over, Lorelei. You think that might be Ola's lair,
Lair?
given that she seems to have just like complete control of the environment with quite minimal effort.
Oh, okay. So, just don't get on her bad side, because we might have to fight her? I mean...
Or if you fight her, if you decide you want to fight Ola for some reason.
Which would
I would
be
never.
a very weird thing to do.
A very
She
weird thing
does,
to do.
Does make cookies.
Get her outside of her lair. Don't
Does
fight
she
her
have-
in there.
Does
Okay.
she have stats?
Yeah. I have stats ready for Ed, for Mortis, for Yvonne. Should you guys have decided to attack, I am prepared to do those things because that's a thing that people do sometimes in D&D.
Were our two NPCs involved in that Ola conversation? Did they also know all of Ola's secrets?
Well, let's go.
Now that we know we can just run away from monsters, perhaps we should just keep doing that in the interest of the time of our journeys. And so I could get back to Ola, because I imagine she makes incredible cookies that I would want to eat a lot of.
Yeah, let's get con saves for the first leg, and then a d20 from Chris.
21.
Oh, natural 20 plus 3.
Ooh, look at you go.
So is D gonna be the one rolling?
12.
A 12. Alright, you see a bunch of demons pop up out of the ash, and
We run!
you run.
We run.
Alright, let's get another
Goodbye.
round of con saves.
Okay.
I don't want to get an earful.
Huh.
21.
23.
12.
Go ahead and give me another d20, Chris.
Natural 1.
You always curse us.
Alright, you guys
Well,
start walking towards the weapon graveyard. All of you focused on it, so none of you are keeping watch right now. And you hear a jaunty whistling
uh-oh.
and the rolling of wooden wheels.
Please be Nat.
And
Please be
I'm
Nat.
gonna say, Ursa, you are like, they've got this. And you see Nat rolling his cart towards you with a big ol' burlap bag just filled to the brim with stuff.
Well, a mighty fine hello to you, good business sir.
And a hello to you as well.
I do a deep bow.
He'll bow even deeper.
Oh my god.
Bow deeper.
I have wares for you, should you be interested in purchase.
Yeah, let me see them wares, boy.
Ooh.
Of course.
Why am I so weird?
He says, you may, basically the way that my mercantile business works is you pay me 10 gold, and you get to pull something out of the bag.
Oh. A secret.
Gacha!
Correct. So, any of you interested in a purchase?
I hand both Lorelei and
Ursa is my name.
yes, I hand both Lorelei and Ursa one precious stone worth 50 gold. Here's a 5 pole for you.
Yay, we get to play the game.
He'll look at it, he bites it, which is not a way to do anything with that, puts it in his pocket, and says, alright, that's, 5 pulls. Who wants to take the first of 5?
Lorelai, you do it. You get in there.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright.
I'm gonna do it.
He unties the bag and opens it up, and you see an inky black void.
Oh.
An icky or an inky?
Inky.
It's kind of dark in there.
Well, that's so you can't see what you're getting.
Oh.
You just have to reach in and grab something and pull it out.
Oh, what if it eats my hand?
I assure you, nothing in there is alive anymore.
Okay, if it eats my hand, can I kill you?
If something in my bag eats your hand, I think that you would be
entitled to compensation.
entitled to compensation.
Okay.
And I think any reasonable jury would force me to pay it as such.
Okay, yeah, maybe kill was a bit strong. I'm sorry. I got really scared for a second.
Yeah, I understand. The thrill of the void.
I'm ready. Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna stick my hand in.
All right, go ahead and roll me a d20 and then a d100.
Okay. So that was a 17 for the d20, and your d100 is gonna be 59. Nice.
Oh, 59. Nice.
Kind of mediocre.
All right. Jordan.
Yes.
Lorelei reaches into the bag and pulls out a simple iron wedding ring. And I have dealt you a trinket.
Ooh.
Ooh, a trinket.
And that one has a secret power.
Ooh.
So I'll be
power.
keeping that in mind.
It is a simple iron wedding band. It was never used.
And much like your other trinkets, it just has sort of like when you pull it out of the bag, you just have sort of a sense of deja vu, as if you know this object.
Got it.
Is that who the health potion failed on? You're betrothed.
Oh. Emotional. Damn it.
Who would like a pull from my bag?
I'll go next.
I was thinking those 5 pulls were for Lorelei.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I'm
alternate.
okay for now. Does someone else want to go first?
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20 and then a d100 as you reach into the bag and pull something out.
My d20 was... Oh, come on. My d20 was 7, and my d100 was 65.
65.
Nice.
Nice. We got both of the digits. All right. You reach in and you pull out one of those like sort of like Victorian era floppy nightcaps.
Okay.
Honk snoo.
It does not fill you with like a sense of deja vu. You have gotten a nice little nightcap.
Okay. Is it silk? Is it a silk bonnet? Is it going to keep my hair nice
Yes,
and tidy?
It'll keep your hair nice and tidy.
All right.
Anyone else for a poll? You've got 3 left.
I'll focus up so D can do.
All right, D,
do
go
it.
ahead. D20, D100.
14 D20, 97 D100.
You pull out a clockwork crab.
That's
Does
so
not
cute.
wind
it up.
familiar.
Oh, I should have asked real fast. I was thinking that I was going to deal out our coffers and such that each of us got 5 pulls. How many pulls can we have?
Frankly, as many as you would like. But, or until I run out of wares. If you guys want to spend all your money here and buy me out, I would not complain.
We don't actually have any physical coin. I have 4 gems worth 50 gold
Yeah,
each, so
that's
we
why I
have
was like,
we have
let's
4 or
not-
5. We have 4 or 5 pulls.
I have 50 gold pieces, but I don't know if this is the place to spend them. We are getting to the city soon.
Anyway, you have 2 more pulls left.
Renee, Hatchet?
Yeah, if you want to, they can pull stuff.
They could get player character trinkets.
All right, Renee.
Well, if it's more useful, they can always give us a little gift.
Renee will reach in, and she pulls out a ornate dwarven necklace.
Oh.
And she looks at it and goes, "It's pretty. It's not familiar." She'll put it on. It's nice.
Is it familiar for any of us?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And Hatchet will pull out 79. He'll pull out an invitation to a party that has happened like well in the past. He looks at it and he goes, all right. Well, we'll put it in his pack.
I hand over another gem.
You want more?
All right. He'll bite it again and put it in his bag. 5 more poles. Who wants first?
Lorelai?
Sure, I'll go again, I guess.
All right,
Maybe.
go ahead and roll a d20 and a d100.
Okie
Let it be
dokie.
something else useless. I mean, upsetting.
Lucky 13. And 86. Nice.
You pull out a empty silver snuff box. And it has an inscription on the surface that says dreams. Does not seem familiar to you.
Okay. There's a
I'll
lot
go
of
next.
it's just it's all just bits and bobs and odds and ends, huh?
I believe I introduced myself as a junk merchant, if I recall correctly.
Yep, you did.
Well, and I guess one person's trash could be another person's treasure, but like, do you have any things that are more treasured?
I mean, the necklace is probably somewhat valuable.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I can
There's
confirm my adventurer vision says that necklace is worth far more than the 10 gold that purchased it.
Ursa, you pull out a red dragon scale. Well, likely
Okay.
from at least an adult dragon. It's very big.
Oh.
Oh.
It's like
Sick.
a small plate.
Ooh. So it's like this big?
Yeah. Big old
Cool.
dragon scale.
Cool.
He'll look to D.
14 on the 20 and 86 on the 100 for a grand total of 100.
Perfect. You pull out a metal bracelet, and it's like a thin metal bracelet that has a little chain at the bottom that can be undone to put it on, and you see that there's an inscription on it. The inscription in Roman numerals reads 12,748.
Okay.
Doesn't seem familiar to you.
Yeah.
And then our Hatchet and... Or do you guys want to take these last 2 polls among player characters?
I'm okay giving him to our traveling companions.
Alright.
Yeah. There's 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Hatchet. It's 89. He pulls out a vial of blood.
Ah.
And
Huh.
goes, I am not having good luck. Anyone who wants can make me a Arcana check.
10.
10.
Dirty 20.
Lorelai, you think that is, you can tell by its color and the way how like thick it looks. You think that is not like mortal blood, but rather dragon blood.
Oh.
Renee pulls out a single chess piece made of glass.
Oh.
And when she pulls it out, it's a knight. And you see her sort of turn it in her hand as you see that same look that Lorelai got as like a moment of recognition.
So it appears there's a 20% chance that you pull a trinket.
There might be. It might be lower, might be higher. It might depend on how many trinkets you already have.
Yeah, I would like to hand over one more gem.
All right. 5 more pulls.
Why?
Oh, jeez.
You just want a trinket?
Obviously.
Yeah. All right, go for it, D. Rapid fire pulls until you pull a trinket.
Oh, I was willing for all of us to get another one.
I mean, you pull a bunch, and if it is recognizable to any of us, I guess,
No, that's true.
Ben will let us know.
Knew I'd get Chris with the loot boxes.
Unfortunately, I do play a number of gacha games.
This is just gambling.
That's a 15 on the D20 and a 74.
Day 74. A new card coming out as you are pulling a trinket. You guys see D pull out this vibrant blue, beautiful, like sapphire gemstone.
A beautiful gemstone. A gemstone of deep sapphire blue. It's fake. I gain proficiency with jeweler's kits.
Oh, cool.
Pull number 1.
All right, let's go to, since Ursa hasn't gotten one yet, let's just have Ursa do some rapid fire pulls
All right.
until a trinket. 4 pulls left. Step right up, step right up.
First one, D20 was a 6, and 7 on the D100.
You pull out a pair of dice made out of knuckle bones. Don't seem familiar to you.
Okay, rolling again.
Falling out of the bag. What is in the bag this time?
12, and then a 41.
41. You pull out a mummified raven claw.
Ooh.
Doesn't seem
Okay.
familiar.
All right. Do it again.
Pull number 4 or 5?
I think it's 4. 4.
4. You pull out a book.
Okay.
It's not familiar to you.
All right. Cool.
What's the book about?
You open it up. You do not recognize the language.
Awesome.
Handy.
And your 5th and final pull. Step right up, step right up.
13, 22.
All right. You pull out a holy symbol made of oak, where the symbol itself has been desecrated with a deep gouge.
Oh.
And it does feel familiar to
Oh
you.
no.
Oh.
I have dealt you a trinket.
Oh no.
And it has a secret power.
Okay. Do I know the secret power, or you know it
I
and
know
I
the
don't?
secret power.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
2.
Right.
Congratulations. You both got 6-star pulls. I got a 5-star.
An oak holy symbol. This symbol of Lyra is desecrated with a deep gouge nearly beyond recognition.
All right, and he will look at you guys. It seems like you're done, so he will seal up the bag and say, "All right, well, it was pleasure doing business. I hope I will see you again soon, and you'll be in the mood to pull more junk out of my bag.
Uh-huh.
Ta-ta!" And then he will start to whistle and roll his cart away, leaving you guys, at least 2 of you, in a little bit of distress.
Uh-huh.
But at least you got a nice sleeping cap.
My hair will never be frizzy again. Huh.
150 gold, the record, I think, for the most money that people have spent at a single sitting with Nat.
Gems aren't real money.
That's actually how gacha games get you, is they make you buy gems with your real money, but then gems aren't real money anymore.
Yep,
And
I'm aware.
You always gotta buy. You always have leftover gems. Not enough to buy anything, but enough to still have gems.
I have been saving up my free pulls in one particular gacha game, and the character I want's banner is tomorrow.
You got scammed. You are being hoodwinked, bamboozled.
What are the Roman numerals on the bracelet one more time?
Oh, it's different now.
Oh,
The number is now like 15 or so higher.
is that roughly the amount of seconds since I've last looked at it?
I mean, do you want to test? Just like look away and look back?
Yeah.
The number stays the same.
I wait for a minute.
Okay. Number stays the same.
So wait, you got this at the beginning of the gacha game?
Mm-hmm. Well, this was my second poll. My first poll was a little clockwork crab. Does
That's
the
right.
clockwork crab work? Does it have a key? Does it just automatically
So
work?
cute.
Okay, so the clockwork crab does work.
Yay!
However,
Oh,
whenever
no.
you look at it, it stops moving.
Aww. Sneaky crab.
But when you look away, it'll start to move around and other people can see it. But when you look at it, it stops
When
moving.
D looks at it,
Yeah.
That makes
D,
that's
it stops
both of D's things are like we're doing things outside of your
Here, why don't you have this mummified raven claw?
Hatchet will take it since I think it goes pretty well with the bullshit I got. And he'll put it in his bag.
All right. We go.
Alright. You guys go. Give me another round of con saves.
Simply a 12.
You guys flee from another set of demons.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Go ahead and give me another set of con saves.
I'll save. This time. 14. Lorelai, you keep a lookout.
Okay.
D, at some point, I assume you take a look at the bracelet again.
Yeah.
After this hour, the number has gone up by like 6,000.
Okay.
Is it steps?
It's only ever gone up.
It's only ever gone up.
The fuck flippin' Fitbit.
I stop running for a brief moment, and I look at the bracelet, and I take a step.
It goes up by 1.
God damn it.
You've got a
God.
pedometer.
I've got a used pedometer that I can't reset.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and can I get a d20 from Ursa again? Or from
I believe Lorelai was gonna keep a lookout this time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I will do that.
Yep.
Since I have incredible vision when I wear glasses.
Incredible glasses vision.
14.
14. No event at all this time, as that is not repeatable.
Question. Does my compass, for the purposes of concentrating on things, add 2
Yeah,
to this? Cool.
that's a navigational check.
Dope.
Alright, let's get another round of con saves.
My beautiful eyes. 19.
And then another
14.
a d20 from Lil J.
And 22 for my con save.
Perfect.
And another d20.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a 10.
A 10. You guys flee from another group of demons.
Yay!
And
Yay.
one more con save. Don't beef this one.
Okay.
Why'd you gotta say that?
13.
I mean, 15.
Alright, after about 6 hours of walking, you guys have reached this large field of weapons, and you sort of understand that you're now anchored, so you don't have to maintain focus on anything. And as you look around this field of weapons stuck into the ground, you notice that it isn't just weapons, because a weapon is sort of a martial term. But this includes non-martial weapons, such as holy symbols of a variety of deities, spellbooks, wands, staffs of a variety of types, shields, instruments. And you see this. Basically, it is so expansive that essentially you can tell me what you're looking for, and I can let you know if it's there.
The Buster Sword.
Is there a big ol' two-handed Buster Sword? Yes.
Yeah.
It would be a great sword, but yeah. There's just a big-ass sword there.
Big ass sword made of 7 smaller swords. Final Fantasy jokes. Is it just a bunch of weapons stuck into the ground, or are there also graves and stuff?
Just weapons stuck into the ground.
I'd walk around, see if there's anything written inscription-wise.
Any spell books
Yeah, there are spell books.
that we could snag and maybe sell?
Maybe. There's a bunch of weapons here too that you could snag and maybe sell.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, we have a bag of holding now.
Oh, yeah, the bag of holding, that's right. Can put lots of things in there.
I'm wondering if you could take as many things as you wanted. Why are there any left at all?
Well, I don't think that many people come down here, right?
I do think this is a trap. And if we take one, we're being cursed.
Somebody mentioned a trial.
Yeah. So maybe only take the one we really want.
I mean, we each should take one in that case.
I'm not gonna touch anything until we figure out what that trial is.
We're mostly just here for the king as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't need anything. I'm happy with what I have.
Maybe the trial only starts when you take something.
Well, I'll walk around, just going like, hello, I'm ready to be tried now.
Yeah, you walk around, you don't see any inscriptions. It's just this massive field of weapons, and there is no response to your plea for a trial.
I am going to touch a two-handed sword.
All right, you touch it, and you do feel like a sort of magical energy about it.
Well, I'm gonna try the thing where I grab what weapon I'd want to fight with, and if anything wants to fight me in this great trial, I get to use this. I'll pull it out of the ground.
All right, you grab the sword, you pull it out of the ground, and the other two of you see Ursa sort of turn spectral.
Whoa.
As if she has been pulled, or as if they have been pulled into the ethereal, but you can still kind of see them. And Ursa, you hear a voice in your mind say, "You seek the gift of power. Are you facing the trial alone?"
No. I have friends.
Can we hear Ursa?
Yes, you can hear Ursa. You can't hear the voice in Ursa's head, but you can hear sort of
Okay.
like, it's like echoing and ghostly, but you can hear them.
Yes. No. I have friends.
My comrades in arms, take aim and let us vanquish these demons.
Is there any extremely creepy looking wands or spellbooks?
The creepier stuff, to be honest, are some of the holy symbols. The wands are all pretty arcane. If you're looking for evil-looking stuff, you're probably gonna want one of the evil holy symbols.
D grabs it.
All right, you grab the evil-looking holy symbol. You see Ursa now plainly in view. Lorelei, they're both now sort of ghostly in the ethereal, and you hear in your head, "You seek the gift of retribution." Lorelei, what sort of thing would you like to grab?
I mean, I'm guessing this means I don't get to take my bow with me.
You don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
They have their stuff with them. Like, you can see all their gear on them.
Oh, okay. I guess if there's just a short sword nearby that looks kind of pretty.
Yeah, there's... Yeah, and as a reminder, there's sort of any normal weapon. Then there's also holy symbols, like arcane implements. There's like druidic-looking implements and instruments, as well as shields.
Well, yeah, maybe I'll get.
But short sword is fine, if that's what Lorelei would grab.
Oh, well, maybe here, I'll get that like druidic holy symbol thing. I'll take that along with me.
All right,
Some extra protection.
You grab that, and you hear in your mind, "You seek the gift of tranquility. The trial begins." Because I'm not going to have the sidekicks do it. And you guys see these objects that you're holding turn into this like blue spectral form that flies out of your hand, and on the opposite side of this ethereal arena of battle, 3 figures form. One, a druid wielding a staff. One, looks like a barbarian just holding this massive oversized sword, and then a cloaked, like, emaciated figure clutching onto a holy symbol of some evil god. And we will pick it up next time as you guys face the trial.
Whoa.
Thanks for watching Escape from the Dreamlands, everybody.
This podcast is edited by Selena Heinen and Chris Sterling, module by Ben Goldman, and produced by Ben Goldman, Jordan Cox, Chris Sterling, and Selena Heinen.
Follow us on social media at Escape D&D Pod. Listen to us where podcasts are found.
And on the YouTubes, and weekly, twitch.tv/ChowJordan. That's me.
Awesome. Thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.